Welcome, ladies and gents. Warner Brothers is rumoured to have nuked Rocksteady's Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. Yep, it was a epic failure, monumental failure, and it's looking like they're just going to shit-can it. I'm pretty certain I predicted this. In fact, I'm pretty certain it wouldn't last the year, was what I said. I was right. Not a surprise. Why would you keep investing money in this? It lost them $200 million. Why would you keep investing money in it? Like, all Warner Brothers can try and do now is pump out another game quickly to mitigate the damage. Right? Otherwise, that studio's dead. Rocksteady's dead. So, yeah. I predicted this. Anyone with a brain predicted this. They weren't going to keep this going. It's awful. Game's awful. Content's awful. The playership's awful. Count's awful. It's just awful all round. So yeah, hit subscribe if you're new, guys. Turn the bell notifications on. And please do support further via Patreon for as little as $2 a month. Yeah, help me push through demonetization. And also stop me from doing shitty adverts that I've got to do every now and then, which I try and refuse to do quite a lot. So, Patreon, link down below. Anyway, this is a report on That Park Place, as you can see here. And it says, report after massive financial disaster, Rocksteady cutting back on support for Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. So again, not a surprise. Not a surprise at all. A new report claims that Rocksteady is cutting back its support for Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League after the game failed to attract an audience and could not sustain the few players that did purchase it. So the latest report comes from Bloomberg reporter Jason Schreier. In the wake of a report he made claiming to reveal why the game was such a failure. Schreier indicated in his initial report that the game failed to, quote, it failed due to, quote, a constantly shifting vision, a culture of rigid perfectionism, and a genre pivot that was ill-suited for the studio. In that constantly shifting vision, was Sweet Baby detected in there at all? Was a culture of rigid perfectionism, but was that from Sweet Baby detected at all? Maybe. Is the genre pivot from good to dog shit pertaining to Sweet Baby Inc. at all? Maybe. It's apparently not. Anyway, of note, Schreier did not mention the Sweet Baby Inc. detected Steam curator list, which is the second most popular list on Steam, with nearly 400,000 followers, or the ongoing boycott of AAA games called for by Mark Kern, aka Grums, in April. It's not, like, Mark Kern's part of this, but his call for boycotts is just echoing what is already happening in the marketplace. The boycott was already happening. People have already tuned out, so he's just echoing what the marketplace is already dictating. You put out shit games, people aren't watching. Although, interestingly, there were 2 trailers for some games this weekend, which were pretty good. Gears of War, E-Day. And Doom, The Dark Ages. Look good. Maybe they'll learn. Maybe they'll learn from those games. Men want to play as men, and women don't really play that many games. Alright, no matter what you say, no matter what you want to do, you can't. In a capitalist society, you can't cater to the minority. It's not how it works. You will fuck yourself. But anyway, let's take a look a little bit further. So nevertheless, Schreier claims that Rocksteady is only providing bare bones support now. He adds that it is definitely not as much as they'd originally planned. Really? I wonder why. Wonder why. Not only is Rocksteady allegedly only supplying bare bones support for the game, but Schreier also claimed in his original report that the company's employees, quote, are now helping to develop a new director's cut version of Hogwarts Legacy. Good. Better use of your time. However, he did note that the company is planning, and quote, to pitch a new single-player game, which would return Rocksteady to its roots. Oh, Batman, perhaps. Or will it be a Harley Quinn game? Or will it be an Amanda Waller game? I wonder. Will it have a man? Will it be a man? Or will it be a chick? What will it be? What will it be? Tell me what you think down below. So, this report from Shreya comes in the wake of a rumour from Vara Dark claiming that Warner Brothers might shut down Rocksteady following the game's poor performance. Don't know if that is the case. It's not a surprise if they do, primarily because we've seen this happen time and time again for video game studios. Quite large ones as well, like not small fry. There's been relatively large video games company which have just dissolved themselves into oblivion. She said Warner Brothers is internally talking about closing Rocksteady or halving their 250 employees after Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League's bomb. I have heavily covered Warner Brothers games and Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League since release because of what it represented for Warner Brothers games and a beloved franchise. When it was greenlit, we were seeing a giant scramble for studios to create live service games, and this one released too late, plus the content did not resonate with players. Yeah, it was woke dog shit, obviously. Rocksteady Studios co-founders and studio heads also departed the company back in 2022. Rocksteady is a shell of a company it used to be, and we saw this happen recently with Embracer Group and Volition. The company had 30 years of experience under their belt, and it sounds as though Warner Brothers is planning to pull the plug on Rocksteady too. I doubt that is the case. I think Warner Brothers, the thing about Embracer Group, so you can't really compare the two. So Embracer Group expanded very, very quickly, massively acquiring things. They were just expansion after expansion after expansion. And they also did it on credit. So they were expanding, they were in debt, and they had to start selling things off as well. So I think they expanded in the hopes that would generate a lot of revenue. But their finances weren't great. It wasn't awesome for them. Whereas Warner Brothers has heavy cash flow. They actually have really good cash flow. So I don't think Rocksteady is at risk of being shut. I think what's going to happen is it's going to be repurposed into better games. Right? I don't think David Zaslav, he might close it, but it would be surprising if he did simply because they have good cash flow. I don't think they're going to be happy taking the hit here, obviously. But it's not the same. Like Embracer Group and Volition, Warner Brothers, Rocksteady. It's not the same comparison. So there you go. I mean, there's not much else really to say here, to be honest. Sweet Baby Ink's a piece of dog shit. This is, 234 players peak, 24 hours. So that's terrible. Let's look at that. How bad that is now. Real bad. Real bad. Not even managing to crack 500. That's pretty bad. That is pretty bad. And they lost $200 million for this as well. So, yeah, absolutely horrendous. What do you guys think? I'd love to hear your thoughts down below. Cheers, guys. Take care. Bye-bye now.